back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I'm always your host, Edwin, and where do all fights start? You know it, round one. Well, here we are once again. It seems like a lot of the boxing world got me locked in with this Naoya Usyk thing, right? And I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen, and in fact, I'm guilty because I made a video about this very thing that was going to happen. And I need to go find the video and post it for you guys to show you that I was merely doing all this stuff because guess what? I want the smoke. I want the controversy. These are the moments I live for. This is what I've been setting up the whole time. Because I'm going to prove to you and the rest of the world why Naoya Inoue is the best pound for pound fighter in the world. And if you guys want me to go through Usyk in order to prove it, I just didn't know what boxer it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be Usyk. I thought it was going to be like Terrence Crawford or Tank or somebody. They were going to come. But lo and behold, Usyk's that guy that they think that's better than Naoya Inoue. And they got a million and one excuses or reasoning why that they have him number one. Ironically, all the reasons they're using why he's number one solidifies why Naoya Inoue is just that much better. Stay with me and break it down. And please, don't take these videos personal. It's not about us taking shots at each other, trying to outsmart each other, or who believes who's right or wrong. Are we not having a conversation about a sport we love and the guys that we do support? So if you still think I'm wrong, respectfully, let me know. We can still have a conversation about this. Ain't none of us got to get disrespectful. We don't even got to debate it. We can have a conversation. How about that? How about that? But if you don't want to have a conversation, you want to debate or, you want to do whatever it is your heart desires, well then, you know, let's have at it, right? Okay. So, this is what's going on lately with Naoya Inoue and Usyk's situation here. And what a lot of people have to say about the whole who's better thing, right? One of the gentlemen that texted me and broke down his little scenario too as well. Let me get his name up here. I just want to make sure that I got the right name. Because you know me, if I like you, I'll change your name. That's how I get down. That means I like you. All right? Let's scroll all the way down here. And this is a guy that he's been rocking with me for a long time too, in fact. So I do not want you guys to, say anything bad about him or anything. He's a supporter of the channel, and sometimes we might not see eye to eye, or we do see eye to eye on some things, but we can talk boxing, right? Stock Chasers. Stock Chasers, 53, 58, I believe. He's got like 55 subscribers, 5 videos. Fairly new content creator. I hope, you know what I'm saying, you get your channel up and everything, and you get more followers and stuff. But to answer your question, Stock Chasers, right? Here's the problem with sometimes young fans in the sport of boxing, right? I'm not going to call them casuals because at one point in time, we were all casuals, even myself, and I don't consider myself to be a boxing historian or to know it all. I never have. I never come on this mic and tell you guys that I know everything about boxing. That would be bullshit. I'm a man that's learning, and every day I grow with the sport. There's always new fighters coming and going, and there's a lot to learn. So I take that into consideration, and I'll see that Stock Chasers right here, right? He's not that familiar with Naoya Inoue, obviously. When he says like quotes like, well, if Naoya Inoue was so good and you were to blimp him up, he wouldn't do good at 130, 140. And I'm scratching my head. I'm sitting here saying he must not know Naoya Inoue at all. right? Because I'm not sure if he notices this or knows about this, but this is Naoya Inoue's fifth weight division. This is his fifth weight division at 122 that he's in. You do realize that they said the same thing about Naoya Inoue. He's not going to be able to handle the guys at 115 because they're too big. They're too tall. Jamie McDonald was 5'10". He was a champion for over 10 years, undefeated for over or not knocked down or something for 4 years or some shit. He's never been knocked out in his career, right? Naoya Inoue knocked him out in 1 round, right? When they said he moved up to 115, the guys would be too big for him. What did they say about Naoya Inoue moving up to weight 18? They said, oh, this is it. Guys are too big. This is going to be his 4th weight division. Nope. It was actually his 3rd because he bypassed the 112, but he did bypass it. Once he bypassed it and fought those bigger men, it was obvious he would have fought the guys at 112 with no problem, right? So now he moves up to 118. They said the same thing about everybody at 118. They said when Naoya Inoue moves up to 118, he's done. He's done. These guys are too big. What happened? He wiped out all the champions at 118, one at a time, one by one. He fought real champions. He took the belts off every guy individually. Then they said, once he was at 118, you better forget about it. You better forget about him going up to 122. Guess what? These boys are really big. And not only are these guys really big, he's never fought a black American slick style before. Stephen Kubo Fulton's about to beat the crap out of Naoya Inoue. This little Japanese dude. Scooter's too big for him. Ain't that what they said? Ain't that what they said? So entering his 5th weight division, 5. He's moved out through 5 weight divisions. You're really comparing Usyk that only has 2 weight divisions. 2. Usyk's never moved up 5 weight division and proven he can beat all those guys. He's never done no shit like that. He's got 2 divisions. And you're comparing him to a guy that got 4 belts in 4 weight division, and he's in his 5th weight division. He's currently in his 5th weight division, but he only got belts in 4 of them. You're talking about a guy that moved up 5 weight divisions throughout his career. And you're comparing him to who? Usyk that did what? Excuse me? Usyk has no idea what it's like moving up 5 weight divisions. He's never done no shit like that. How dare you guys freaking go, oh, 2 weight divisions, the heavyweight, it's so great. To his 5. It's remarkable. I'm baffled. I'm sitting here going, why are they not giving this Japanese dude credit? Why do they keep talking forward for him? In order to downplay Naoya Inoue, you know what they say? Why didn't he go up there and fight Tank? Why didn't he go to 126? They want to bypass and ignore everything he's already done. 5 weight divisions, champion in 4, got all 4 belts in 2 of them. They don't. It's like meeting the Wizards of Oz. Nah, don't look behind the curtain. We don't want to reveal the truth. When we talk about Naoya Inoue, why don't we talk about the things we don't believe he can do, not the shit he already accomplished? That's how they gotta diminish what he's done. They don't talk about everything, the World Series of Boxing, winning the Muhammad Ali trophy, winning all 4 belts in 2 separate weights. They don't talk about that shit. They don't talk about the 15 champions he fought, 11 of them he knocked out. They don't talk about he's on an 11-fight knockout streak. When's the last time Usyk knocked somebody out? When was his last knockout? Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's look up Usyk. I'm not going to lie here. If I'm gonna talk about Usyk and Naoya Inoue, and I'm throwing facts about Naoya Inoue, well then I need to throw facts about Usyk. Let's see here. In his last fights, oh, that was unanimous decision, split decision, KO. Daniel Dubois. He did knock down Daniel Dubois. Then after that, he got a split decision, unanimous decision. And then what was it? Witherspoon? He seventh round. And then Tony, oh, that's not in heavyweight though. Tony was his last cruiserweight fight. So we can't count that. And then, you know what I also hate? They brought up that that Usyk was the best heavyweight, right? And every time I bring up Usyk with Naoya's things, they try to talk about his cruiserweight run. And I'll be like, well, if you guys want to talk about his cruiserweight run, I got 3 other divisions Naoya Inoue ran through. Way more champions, way more at risk. And then when we're talking about activity, what makes you so great as a champion? How many times do you risk everything? How many times you put everything it took you a lifetime to achieve on the line? So what's your difficulty? Right? Naoya Inoue fights 4 times a year. Usyk, just last year when he fought Tyson, that's the first time he fought 2 times in a long time in 1 year. We went through this. How can you keep putting up a guy that fights once a year against a guy that's fighting 4 times a year, putting up all 4 belts? As soon as he knocks out MJ just fought last night. He won, which was great. I don't think he suffered any injuries, so I think the fight is on for September, right? Naoya Inoue is putting up 4 belts all the time. And how many times has Usyk defended all 4 belts in the heavyweight division? How many times? I'll wait. 0. He won the last piece of belt. He got all 4 belts off Tyson Fury, and he was stripped before he fought Tyson Fury. He wasn't able to defend all 4 belts. Undisputed status, not once in the heavyweight division. Now he's going to fight Dubois, and he might get that belt back, or he might lose all the belts. Time will tell, right? Okay. And check this out. Just remember this. Just remember this. Before you think that you're going to get on a mountaintop and yell out, oh shit, Usyk knocked out Dubois again and got all 4 belts. So he's 2-time undisputed in the heavyweight division, right? Why you think that the men that did that before, they had asterisks by their names, or when they did it, the boxing world briefly talked about it, but they didn't really push it. You know why they don't push it? Because in real boxing life, that's not a plus. That's not a plus. I've already discussed this. How the fuck am I going to recognize you for failing? You failed to meet your mandatory obligation for the IBF, so you were stripped. That's not going as a plus on your record. It's going as an X. No champion in the world wants to be stripped and to have that on your record. You were stripped because you didn't meet the obligation to defend your belt, meaning you were less than a champion. You think they care about what contracts or negotiations you had with Tyson Fury? That's not the IBS problem. You should have checked in with us. That's your personal business. There goes the boxer once again thinking he's bigger than boxing, and he's going to tell the IBF what to do. They told Usyk, are you going to fight Dubois, yes or no? He said no, because Tyson Fury would sue me. Sue me. They said, okay, well then give us our belt. That was the correct thing to do. Hold these guys accountable. When we ask to hold these guys accountable for these belts and not holding up divisions, and when the IBF does exactly that, then we're like, oh no, this is bullshit what they're doing. This ain't right, right? So when they do it, We got to understand why they're doing it. These guys want to come to work and tell the boss what to do. No, you have mandatories, you have obligations, you have men that have trained for over 8 years, 4 years in the amateurs or whatever, 5 years in the amateurs, 3 in the pros, done work their way all the way up the ladder. And they gotta say, oh shit, they want to run it back. Let's just sit back and let our careers go by while you two go handle and get all the money. That doesn't work for me. Dubois deserved his opportunity at that IBF. So when he does, if Usyk is successful, you don't call him the two-time undisputed heavyweight champion. You just merely call him the undisputed heavyweight champion. And whatever, now that he regained that, what does he do from there? That's all that happens. It would be like giving Manny Pacquiao credit for winning the WBO in the 147 pounds 3 times. He won a WBO at 147 3 times already. What are we going to call him? The 3-time WBO champion of the world with the W because he won it 3 times? No. You already had that belt. You only get credit 1 time for that belt, no matter how many times you win it, right? You don't go down as a 3. So how the hell is he going to go down as a 2 in the very same division? That's why you would need to leave the division, go to the next division, and then get belts. Now you're a 2-division world champion. It's not my fault you're in a division, you lose your belt. That would be like calling Subriel Matias if he beats Alberto Puello in July 12th, two-division world champion at 140. How the fuck is it a 2 division? There's only one. The division's only 140 one time. There's 4 belts in the division, and you might have an opportunity to grab 2 or 3 of them. Still only 1 division. Same shit with Usyk, bro. Same shit. You just be the undisputed heavyweight champion once again. That's it. What you do from there, now you start adding on. Like, say he goes and defends the belts, put them all on the line. Title, there you go. Now we talking. And that's where that shit keeps going. But you're not going to ever convince me that you're going to put a man with 2 divisions against a man that is a 4-division world champion. Legitimately, with 4 belts, and he's in his 5th weight division. How the hell is Usyk's any better? That's once again, the little guy have to do double the work in order for the world to see him. Just because the big guy is big and he's doing this, let's ignore everything else that these little dudes are doing. So, fight fans, I just wanted to make a video, and I like it. I want to hear some more. I want to hear some more justification why these guys is better than this Japanese dude. It's just not so. Listen, I'm not even Japanese. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be Japarican. I'm trying to tell you. See if they take me. You know what I mean? Right? Yo, the dude is phenomenal, man. I like him as a fighter, and I'm really showing right here that it doesn't matter your race, skin color, height, ethnicity. It doesn't matter. If you're a great fighter, you're a great fighter, and I can see that with this dude. I'm not blind. I like how he fights. I like his style. I like his technique. I like his ferociousness. I like his power, his speed, his ability. I like everything about him as a fighter, as a total package. I think he's amazing. I like the fact that he goes in there, takes chances. I like the fact that he got dropped twice. It really shows that he's ready to mix it up in the inside. I like when he got dropped, the way he responded. You know what I mean? It really shows. It speaks to his pedigree as a fighter. He wasn't looking for a way out. He wasn't looking, you know what I'm saying? He got dropped and was like, he looked up and was like, did you just drop me? And went at him like, you know. So it really speaks to the kind of fighter that he is, and I love it. So that's what I love in fighters. You know what I mean? Guys that can face adversity, guys that can be so dominant that they haven't really faced that much opposition because of that speaks to their dominance. what level they're on as fighters. So fight fans, let me know what you think about this video. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, and like always, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. You guys been amazing. Peace.
You done?
What is going on here? I just been noticing I haven't been recording.
You said all that all by yourself?
Yeah, it didn't push me out to the thing, I don't think. I gotta find out. Hold up.